Um, I'm doing another live. This is day 2 of my 30-day challenge for making sure I go live every single day, making sure I do content every single day. However, I have something extremely specific I would like to talk to you guys about. Um, how do I put it? Business growing, freelancing is the key. It's occurred to me that as life moves absolutely around me and everything, right? As life moves around, I sit at this desk all day and I scroll through Facebook intermediately, partly because just I have to because it's like part of my job, but also because I just be nosy and I like being in people's business. Anyway, the point of what I'm trying to say is I see so many of you, so many people saying, "Oh, I just want a job where I can work from home, or I just want a job where I can sit on my butt and kind of like do nothing." If you have a computer or if you have a phone, hop on it. I'm telling you, being a freelancer, being a business owner is literally the best way to go about it. And it doesn't have to be in like the most extravagant way. Remember, we had that episode where I was talking about the power of thinking small, right? It doesn't have to be the biggest thing, right? If you are currently already working at McDonald's or Dunkin' Donuts, right? Freelancing is going to be something that should at some point take over the McDonald's money. It's not supposed to be this huge glorious thing, and that's the power of thinking small. If you're only making $1,200 a month at McDonald's or whatever job that you're working, if you're only making 1,200, 1,500, 2,000, it makes it so much easier to be a freelancer. Why does it make it easier to be a freelancer? Because you don't make that much money now. Think about it. You only make $2,000. So all you're living off of is $2,000. So all the money you're going to need in terms of creating a side hustle income is $2,000. And when you think in terms of I need to make $2,000 versus oh, you're in business, you need to make $500,000. Now things start looking realistic. And now you have this. You start making $2,000 from your business. And now you're making 2,000 from your job and 2,000 from your business. Or you're freelancing. It doesn't have to be a business. Don't let everyone say, oh, it has to be a business. Freelancing is amazing. Working for yourself is just as good. I'll say you're taxed higher, but when you do your taxes properly, it comes with similar benefits to owning a business. And that's why I push or am pushing freelancing and owning a business because it has the freedom. It's snowing outside. I think we got like what 12, 15 inches or something like that. We got a lot of freaking snow. I don't have to go anywhere in it. I've sat home in a robe doing my work on the computer, running a business. I'm starting another business. It's a record label slash, and it's going to be a media company because we're doing so many different things. You guys know I have a podcast and everything, but starting a record label, when that starts generating money, like my job now at this particular point in my life, which is crazy to even say it, is I make money. I start businesses for a living. Like that's really like this little plaque right here don't lie. Like I am a founder and CEO and get paid for it. Like but that's me. You don't have to have the same particular mindset kind of thing. Like I said, the power of thinking small. If you're only making $1,200 a month, guess what? You only need to sell $1,200 worth of lashes to make it even. And if you're making and here's the thing, right? If you can make a $1,200 profit, so that means $1,200 profit on lashes may mean you're probably doing a little bit more than $1,200, but it doesn't have to be that much because when you're a freelancer, the goal of everything is to keep your expenses small. If you keep your personal expenses small and you keep your business expenses small, guess what? It makes it so much easier because your business expenses are small, which means you can break even better. Your personal expenses are small, so that means the money that you get can go a lot further. It's about being a freelancer or a small business owner. You have to start learning to work for yourself. Because if you don't start working for yourself, it's going to catch up. And not in the way that it's like, oh, it's like bad. No, it's like regret. It's like the lifestyle that you could have had. And it does, and I'm going to say, being an entrepreneur is not always like bells and whistles. It's not about living the good life. right? I need to make sure that's 100% clear. Being an entrepreneur is not at all about living the good life. It's about living the life you live now, but on your own terms, right? So if you are making that 1,200, because let's be real, if you're working at McDonald's, you are not like getting to the bag. I just want to make that clear. Unless you have an existential or like, just a side hustle or anything of that nature, you cannot be working 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, $19 an hour getting to the bag. That's not how that works. You can be sufficiently living, 100% sufficiently living, but you're not getting to the bag. That's not the bag. However, it is a sufficient living, and that's the goal. The goal everyone is making out to seem, oh, you have to be chasing the bag, and that's where a lot of people fall short, because you don't have to chase the bag. People make it seem like chasing the bag has to be this life. No, it doesn't have to be your goal. Your goal can be sustainability and growth. Sustainability and growth is making $19 an hour and making the right decisions with your money, because that's possible, right? But now what if you're making that $19 an hour working for yourself? And let's start right here. When you make $19 an hour, when you freelance, you get all of your money up front. For some reason, when you start freelancing, calling yourself self-employed or being a business owner, the government says, hey, you can use all your money before you have to pay us taxes. And that is a big factor. When you're a freelancer, your $19 an hour is $19 an hour. Now, you always have to make sure you put up for taxes, but there's a lot of different things that you can do in terms of writing, getting deductibles, taking credits for certain things, depending on what your business is. And I'm going to use something extremely popular right now because I see it booming on Twitter in terms of a lot of tax people talking about, the ability to itemize this particular freelancer's ability. It's close to an influencer. OnlyFans. That is a very deductible business, because think of it. Your clothes are not able to be worn in public. So that means any lingerie that you buy can be a deductible as a uniform, because it's not able to be worn in public, especially if you put a brand logo on it. The food, meals, and entertainment, already half off. TV, you need to make sure you can see yourself. All of these things, you're home based. You make sure you have an office. Deductible, write off, itemize, write off. Just because you decided to work for yourself. And that's the power of freelancing. The freedom, as the title says, the freedom of freelancing. It's one's own time and choice to do what you want with your money before you have to give it to Uncle Sam. You're not going to have to give it to Uncle Sam, but you get the ability to choose how you give it to Uncle Sam. And that's the key factor and the important part. You have the ability to choose. And so when we're doing different jobs, right? You're not working at McDonald's, Burger King, you might be a waiter, you might be a data entry person, right? I'll use me for example, right? I transitioned my exact job. I took my job, because anything that you do, you can do by yourself. Like whatever you do as a job, you can freelance and charge more, because your business already charges more for what it is that you do. So for example, I would just take my job, right? Simply, I was a bookkeeper. I was the person in the books, but I had a lot more responsibilities. I had to do bookkeeping. I had to do payroll. I had to do timesheets. I had to do point of contact for clients and customers. So, when they calling and everything, when she's away, I have to make sure the employees are right. I'm doing meetings. I'm really kind of a little bit business manager work. I was the only person in the office. It hit me. Oh my gosh, I'm usually the only person in the office, whether it be my parents, this particular business, working out in Seymour. Oh no, Seymour, I had 3 other people there, and we all each did different things. But okay, so not Seymour, but other small businesses. Sometimes they don't even have an office. I did a website for a dude, works out of his home, construction company. He does all his stuff. So if you were to take what you do as a job and do it as a freelancer, me, I took this and then decided to say, I'm going to be a regular assistant. No. I was making $14, $15 an hour as a regular administrative or even business assistant, right? Now I do the exact same thing. The work I do doesn't change. I still set up websites. I still do social media stuff for people. I still am doing their admin. I still will do bookkeeping. I still will do research. I still will get them set up on things, right? My work didn't change, but I charge $29 and $38 an hour for it. And now because it's as a business, I'm not making $29 or $38 an hour, but also I'm not doing the work. I have a whole different skill set that I'm able to do, which is why these lives that I do like this, it's part of work. It's part of my business. It's what I do, part of my personal branding. I do this as a job now. This is fun and a whole lot better than what I used to do.